Well, it has been a long season already with Newcastle. We've arrived in March, and since that last match against Leeds, we've only actually picked up 2 more points. We can see here we picked up a point against Aston Villa in a 1-1 draw, and then most recently against Brighton in a 0-0 result. Other than that, we've been leaky as a sieve, and I can't quite work out what it is that's actually going to stop that happening with this team. Welcome back to our FM23 beta series with Newcastle United. This is episode 4. If you haven't watched the other ones, pop back and have a look at those ones now. And before we start going through some transfers we've done, if you haven't already and new to the channel, do hit the subscribe button as well to subscribe. So, things we've done since you were last with me. Well, we went through the January transfer window. We did have a couple more players that leave the club, but honestly, nothing too crazy. Ryan Fraser did leave to go to Fiorentina over in Italy for 7.75 million, which I think was a good deal for him because we weren't really using him too much. Over on the inside, I'm trying to think exactly what would have happened since the last episode. So we went up until the 21st, which means if we have a look at the transfer history, there was a couple more after that one. So you would have seen the likes of Cole Palmer and Gustavo Gomez come in. After that, we brought in a couple more players. Puigmal, who is a Spanish central midfielder, came over from Almeria in Spain for 12.75 million. I'm going to put this one down to error on my scout's part because he was showing up as already quite good ability, and when he's arrived at the club, that star rating has dropped right down. Not to say he can't become a good player, because I don't think he's actually as bad as maybe the 2-star rating would indicate that he is, but I don't think he's as good as we thought he was going to be when he arrived at the club. Other players we've brought in then, let's get rid of that. João Mario, who came to us from Porto for £14 million. He's not had a bad start to life in the Premier League. We've mainly brought him in for his versatility because he's good with either foot, as we can see over here. He can play on either side as an inverted winger. He can also cover at right back. So it gives us a little bit of a backup for Trippier. If we ever decide to go to a back 5, he can cover at right wing back as well. So I think that was some money well spent. And then we brought in Tanguy Nianzou, who's obviously the French wonder kid that I'm sure a lot of us actually had in FM22. He'd only just gone to Sevilla. I'm assuming, is that a real life transfer? I feel like he's still at Bayern. Let me know in the comments below. I haven't actually checked this. He went over 13.75 million. We've ended up spending £40 million to bring him to the club, but I think in the long term he is worth it. Fantastic potential ability. Already can be a starter for the club and can play at that centre back role or as a defensive midfielder. Or if we really wanted him to, he can play in central midfield as well. At the moment, though, we need to focus on our 2 fixtures that are coming up, which the first one is against 19th place Nottingham Forest and the second against 8th place Man United. So 2 very different ties there for us, but we are going to go and deal with the Nottingham Forest one first. We're going to be using our 4-2-3-1 tactic for this one with Livakovic in goal. Pederaz, Rajkic, Shah and Trippier is our back 4. Guimaraes and Rodriguez in midfield behind Zalewski, Palmer, Mario and Isaac. Palmer's been really good since he got to the club as well. So a 7 rating, 6 appearances, 3 goals. If I remember rightly in his contract, we do have the option to buy him in the future, but it will cost us £34.5 million. If we have a look at his report at the moment, he's not quite that value, despite me quite wanting to get him on board because he has been really good for us. He's obviously shows up as a wonder kid. I think he can develop into quite a good player, and he has been quite important for the team, but I don't know if I can bring myself yet to spend £34.5 million on the lad. We'll see what he does for the rest of the season. We'll see as well what sort of transfer budget we get, because maybe £34.5 million might actually look like a little bit of a steal by the end of it. I'm not sure how we feel come the end of the season, but let's just focus and see if we can get 3 points on the board against Nottingham Forest here. Obviously, in real life, when you're watching this 2 days ago, they beat Liverpool in the league. I don't feel the Nottingham Forest in FM23 is that Nottingham Forest necessarily. We don't get as many weird results like that as you do in real life. Trippier bringing the ball forward here over to Rodriguez. And now a big ball forward, but that one's cut out straight away by the Nottingham Forest defence. I've definitely noticed in the match engine as well. I've replied to a comment on yesterday's video saying it. Yao Mario here holding what I'm saying. Good shot. Henderson more than equal to that one. Definitely in this FM, balls inside, so through balls are very, very OP. I'm trying to get our team to start doing them to see if it works or if it's only just for the AI. But certainly the AI, if they manage to get a through ball into the box, they are 90% of the time gonna score. Brennan Johnson there with a shot from outside the box, but not managing to put that one on target, luckily for us. And now Trippier standing over a ball, just gonna play that one short off the free kick, and Mario is into the box again, but clatters it way, way high into the crowd, not on target. We look okay at the moment. We've got good possession stats and we're looking good on the ball. We're just offer the team a little bit of encouragement there. This is an interesting formation that Forest are playing as well. So basically a back five and then 2 defensive midfielders and then 3 very, very lonely players up top. But hey, look, if it works for them, they're 19th. It's not working for them, is it, really? I was going to say if it is working for them, then fair enough, I guess. You know, when you've got the players like Darwin Núñez, like Erling Haaland in the Premier League, maybe putting a back 7 is kind of what you need. I'm not sure. Maybe that's the way forward. It's not something I entirely really want to do myself, because that's a little bit too negative. Palmer there with a shot from just outside of the box from range. Can't get that one on target. This is our problem. Can we actually score some goals occasionally? We're very, very good at offering lots and lots of pressure. We're not very good at converting much of that pressure into goals. I kind of want to go attacking. I'm also very aware that's probably fractionally too early to do so, because my risk if I do that is Nottingham Forest coming down and putting one back. Raul Mario through on goal again. He causes lots of problems, although he's only got a 6.4 rating. He's now got a 6.3 rating. I feel like that should be better because he seems to be involved in quite a lot of the attacks. But I guess if you're having lots of shots and not scoring them, maybe that's the problem that's bringing down his rating. But we're now into the 60th minute. And I am tempted to just go attacking here and just have a look at maybe who's not performing. So we can see here Zalewski only on a 6.2. So he probably needs to come off. I'm going to bring on Anderson. So I want to give him some game time. And I think this season is relatively dead to us. I mean, not entirely dead. Yao Mario, we could make the case that he needs to come off as well. But I also think he is getting himself into good positions. So I don't really want to take him off. The rest of the team actually looks like they're performing okay. So we're just going to confirm that one change, bringing on Anderson, who has literally immediately the moment he stepped on the pitch got himself a yellow card. Not ideal, really, is it? We're going to encourage the team just a bit more. Trippier here with a throw-in. Then we're going to make the rest of our substitutions after this highlight. Palmer finds Pedazra. That guy finds him in bags of space, but nothing comes of it. And now we're just going to have to look at fitness, really, I think. Pedraza over there, only on a 6.4. We're going to bring on Target to replace him. Both of our centre-backs actually having a decent game, which is nice to see. Trippier looking pretty tired, but I don't actually have anyone to bring on for him. Yes, I do. Mario can come down here, because that's the whole point of you. We'll bring you down. Trippier can come off, and St. Maximin can come on that side. That's 3 substitute. We probably kind of need to do them all now. Cole Palmer can come off. No, he can't, because I've left some people off my bench. Palmer, you're staying on. Sorry, lad. Hopefully your legs don't break. Right kick probably needs to come off. I'll bring on Botman. And then Isaac isn't really doing a lot at the moment. So we'll give Callum Wilson a little bit of a run out, see if he can help out. I thought that was this is the start of a new highlight. It looks like it. Gibbs White just bringing down a Newcastle player there just outside the box, but I'm guessing the resulting free kick has not really come to a lot because we didn't get a replay of it or any sort of highlight. Into the 86th minute now, 21 shots we've had so far and not one of them have we scored. I'm beginning to put this down to the match engine rather than us, because we've just drawn 0-0 for the second match in a row, and yet we're absolutely dominating. You can see here we're down in 10th at the moment. We're a long way off of those continental places, and we don't really seem like we're making our way towards them either. Now we've got to go and face Manchester United. And Manchester United as well, that did fire Ten Hag in December and have now appointed Luis Enrique as their manager. Today, to face that United side, we have dropped to a 4-2-3-1, but with 2 defensive midfielders, because it just allows us to soak up a little bit of pressure. Livakovic remains in goal. Pedraza, Rakic, Shah and Trippier are back for Guimaraes and Rodriguez in midfield, although they are currently the wrong way round. There we go. Zalewski, Palmer, Mario and Isaac up front. I don't think... Is that any changes since the last match at all? I don't think it actually tells us in FM23. It used to in FM22. I don't believe it actually does. Ronaldo not playing today. Rashford not playing today. Fernandes not playing today. Obviously, they've looked at our form and realised they can play a heavily rotated side and focus on other competitions, because realistically, we're probably not going to beat them. Martial up front, Lukalanga, Anthony, Eriksen, Fred. Yeah, they're not playing a full-strength side. That shows, given how Rashford has been playing for this season. He's obviously been a main starter for them, because I think he's put in quite a lot of goals. He's not the top goal scorer, because, again, there's Erling Haaland in this league. And realistically, is there likely to be any other top scorers? We have just gone ahead here. That's, it's a lucky goal. But when you need goals, I mean, I'll take them going in off of players behind. On this occasion, I believe Varane has just turned around and thumped it into Isaac's head. Again, will I take it? 100%. This would be fantastic, if nothing else, just for morale. Zalewski has just pulled his groin. That, however, is not so good. We're going to have to take him off, I think. Zalewski injured, but feels he can continue. I don't think like you can, lad. So we can bring on either Almiron on that side, but he plays better as a winger, or we can bring on Toivin, who doesn't really play that way as a winger. I mean, he can. Or we could put Mario over there, and we could bring on Toivin on this side. And we're also just going to tell Palmer to ease off the tackles a little bit, because I don't really want anyone getting sent off, especially now we're 1 ahead. We're looking all right so far. We'll see if that continues for the rest of the match. But right this second, we're looking all right so far. I've said that. We're going to go concede now. Anthony now bearing down upon us. And none of our defenders really wanting to put in a tackle. Wan-Bissaka now. Casemiro, Elanga. Back out to Wan-Bissaka. And this is going to be, if I'm correct, a through ball. It is cut out by Rakic, though. He's just going to thump it back up the other end of the pitch and give us a bit of time to regroup, which I'm more than happy for him to do, as long as it doesn't lead us to conceding. Martial there does get a shot off, and it looks like Livakovic must have got a hand to it, because we have conceded a corner. Eriksen going to be taking this one. Can we clear this one? We are ahead. Let's just keep clearing the ball. Let's just stay tight at the back now. That's all we need. All we need now is just not to concede for the rest of the match, which is sounds great in theory. Definitely not been our strong point so far this season. And once again, we can see it is a highlight starting with United on the ball for a free kick on this occasion. And it's going to go out for another corner. We are riding our luck here. Let's encourage the team as we wait for this corner to be taken. It's whipped in. Rakic once again getting there. The man to head it away. And Fred now. How embarrassing will it be if Fred scores a goal against us? Because I don't feel like he's ever been that good for United. We've cleared this one as well. It's just a big tackle, lump it out for a throw-in. Trippier, though, a rare foray for us into the opposition half, and nothing's going to come of that set-piece. Rakic managing to get his head to it, but not on target. We kind of need to take our chances a bit better. I mean, we just saw that in the Forest game. Realistically, the problem is us scoring. We can dominate games like that. Yeah, they were playing with essentially a back seven, and I get that. So it was going to be difficult to break down, but we were breaking them down. Elanga's scored. We were breaking them down, but then we weren't converting our chances. That's annoying, Anthony Elanga scoring there as well. Obviously, we know United are a good team in FM. I assume it's roughly the same as FM23. I mean, Manchester United were having all of their problems last season. I did a series with them, if you're new to the channel, on FM22, and I think we won in maybe 3 or 4 seasons. We never won the Premier League, but we did win the Champions League twice. We did win, I think, the FA Cup twice, the Community Shield, the Carabao Cup. We won basically everything bar the Premier League. In the Premier League, we took it very, very close basically every season. Oh, we've managed to nick that one. Toivin through on goal. And once again, the finish is just lacking. The finish just lacks so often. We get ourselves in those positions and then there's no end product. I mean, the one goal we've scored is basically because United have gifted it to us by attempting to give Isaac concussion. It didn't come off. He hasn't got concussion. He's still on the pitch. That was what they attempted, and all it did was result in a goal for them. I mean, if they can do that again, you're welcome to keep shooting balls at my player's head and attempting to give him a concussion if that's what it takes for us to win this match. God knows our injury list has been big enough at points this season. Cole Palmer managing to get himself into the box. He does draw a save from De Gea at least. At least his one isn't spooned over the bar. It's on target. We've just told Kieran Trippier to mark him. Mark him, assistant manager there, getting all up in arms about Elanga running the show and the fact that we need to mark him. And we're telling the players to do that. The fact that they're not is neither here nor there. Wan-Bissaka with a throw-in in our half, going to be cleared by Shah. Anthony going to pick that one up now. And now it's back out to Casemiro, and I can feel another goal coming here from United, and I don't know what we can do about it apart from hope and pray. And it is Elanga who's going to fire that shot. Harry Maguire and Cristiano Ronaldo coming on as super subs for United. Coming into the 70th minute though, I feel like we probably need to make a couple of substitutions of our own. So who are we going to bring on and off? I think Rodriguez probably needs to come off because he looks absolutely knackered. We're actually going to bring on Nianzou there. He wasn't quite fully fit to start the game, but he's going to do a job there, and his tackling is pretty decent as a centre-back. So I think that will be fine. Cole Palmer, not having the best game he's ever had. Going to put Tolsvin in the middle. He can remain as the shadow striker. I'm still not sure about that shadow striker role, if I'm completely honest. Something I need to keep an eye on, and I think that will be it just for the minute. We've obviously can make a couple more substitutions as we head into the end of this game. It's actually been, on the grand scheme of things, pretty equal. I mean, we're not looking horrific. We are coming towards the end of the game now, though. I've gone on such a high speed that those 10 minutes go really, really quickly. So Guimaraes needs to come off. Sean Longstaff can come off there, and Isaac's looking a little bit tired. Uninterested. He's looking uninterested. You're playing against United and you are striker, and we're doing absolutely trash in the league. And our main striker, who we spent £60 million, was it, Newcastle fans, is looking uninterested. That's not really good enough. I mean, we have avoided defeat there, as we've just said to the lads, which I guess in itself is kind of something. What it doesn't do is a lot for us in the league, because we're still a long way behind everyone else. As we can see, still chasing first win in 8 games there. We haven't lost for the last 3 though, so I guess that's a positive. That is kind of something. We'll have a look at what we've got coming up. We have got Arsenal, Southampton. We're probably now pretty much play through, I'd imagine, until the end of the season, so the Bournemouth and Chelsea games, unless something drastically changes and I feel that there is a need to come back, because maybe we're going to get continental football. But honestly, I think we'd have to win literally every game from now until the end of the season for that to happen. So seems unlikely, but not impossible. If you have enjoyed today's episode, of course, please do drop a like down below and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you haven't yet picked up your copy of FM23, then pop down in my description. You can find my referral link and use the code Edworthy at checkout on 2Game to get the game for just over £32. You can be playing within minutes of this video ending. Till next time though, guys, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on tomorrow's video for the end of the season. Bye bye.